What is going down, everyone? It is time for another episode of The Hype. This is episode number 10. We made it 10 straight weeks of The Hype. Congrats to us, I guess. What do we win?
A new car!
Chip challenge.
All right. Well, we the chip challenge. We are brought to you today by Planters Cheese Balls. So, what's more fun?
All right. Planters Cheese Balls. Here it comes.
Are we getting paid?
We are. What's more fun than the combination of balls and cheese?
Those are old school. I don't think they don't make those anymore, do they?
No.
What about Lonzo Cheese Balls?
Because last week it was Squeeze It. I'm feeling a theme, like late 80s, early 90s snack foods.
Yep, stuff that I used to love.
Nice.
They took away from me. They violently ripped away from me that I can no longer.
Well, nobody needs cheese balls, but what about handy snacks? Are those coming back?
They have those. They have different versions of those.
They have the peanut butter. They have the cheese.
Yeah.
The cheese is like a weird powdery type of substance.
Yes.
It's not quite Cheese Whiz, but it's also not cheese. It's like a in between Cheese Whiz and cheese regular.
Yeah, exactly.
A handy snacks, man, bringing it back. That and Crystal Pepsi, which they reissued, and it tastes like shit. Tastes like shit. Know what I'm saying?
They came out with Crystal Pepsi.
Yep. They reissued it. It was bad before, and it's really bad now.
Nice.
Tastes like shit. Know what I'm saying?
I hear a little bit of an echo in the background. Do we have some sound being played over there?
Sound. Oh, yeah, that's us, huh?
Yeah, that's hey, we're watching our own show.
All right, there you go.
But yeah, I think we survived the solar eclipse. I think everybody was.
Eclipse on my heart.
Did you make it?
No. Didn't make it.
Oh,
Did you make it, C-Rad?
Is it on another screen?
It must be.
Man, what's going on, super producer C-Rad over there?
Young Jamie.
Where is it? I don't even see where it's
It's hiding.
Is that the eclipse? We found it.
The eclipse ruined the audio for today.
I get it.
We got some topics you guys can see on the screen here. We're going to talk a little Mayweather, Macgregor. We got some 2017 NFL. We're going to talk about those products and the season upcoming. We're going to talk about Immaculates. We've got the trade, the NBA trade. We've got a lot of stuff going down today on the show that we're going to discuss. And those are people looking directly into the sun. Have you noticed when you watch people look directly at the sun,
they have their mouth open?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's like I just want to throw cheese balls in their mouth.
Yeah, we can create a game here.
I'm confused. I do not see the other window where our stream is open. Because I still hear us.
Yeah, I still hear
It's
us
awesome.
too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love the sound of my own voice, and look at that. Brought to you by
Asus.
And Conrad's out.
But I didn't. I was let down by the eclipse because I thought that it was literally going to go pitch black for like 10 minutes, and it was going to be like, this is really cool. It's like dark at 10 o'clock.
Well, it
didn't happen.
It only happens once every 100 years, and I think I've probably lived through at least 10 of them. So it's really I don't get it. I'm not a math genius, but if it happens once every 100 years,
I think cut off the sound.
then
You guys hear it?
I guess I'm
Yes.
I guess I'm 1,000 years old now.
You're 1,000 years old?
Yeah.
You're like born on a leap year?
Yeah.
Like every year? It's like you fast forward 10 years.
I get it.
every
There's different
year.
types of eclipse. But damn, like this week, that's kind of what everybody was talking about. It's cool, man. Let's move on.
Yeah. It was. We could talk about it for the whole show. Let's talk about solar eclipse.
I quit. If we're gonna talk about, I already see that we're gonna talk about Aaron Judge. That sucks. and it looks like we're gonna talk about Mayweather and McGregor. There he is. There they are, right there. That sucks. I'm probably gonna talk about Dak.
No Dak today. I don't
No
think.
Dak?
No.
Are you sure we're not gonna talk about Elliott?
We might be able to squeeze it in.
We're not gonna talk about Elliott.
Do you want it?
No, it's just
Do you really want
we
it?
have these shows, and then we literally talk about the same thing every single week. But hey, just in a different order, so it sounds like it's new.
Yeah, it's new, fun, exciting things. Well, when you're talking about sports cars, there's not a whole lot of news, so you got to go over some of the hot bullet
But there
points.
is a lot of news. We got a lot of
this week there
we
is.
have so much news,
Just-
and none of it's fake. It's all real.
It's all real news.
It's all real news. Hashtag real news.
Well, Mayweather, McGregor, you know where I stand.
No, you're sitting. You're sitting.
My
Man,
Irish brethren.
I still hear myself talking in the background. It's not a big deal because, again, I do love the sound of my own voice. But I just want to give everybody a heads up. I think they're probably hearing it as well.
Do you guys hear? Do you hear a little playback on the voice? It could just be through our headphones. Who knows?
I hear myself laughing. Oh wait, maybe it's actually a delay. I wonder if we're getting delayed.
Little reverb.
Little. Well, it's a delay, not reverb.
Okay, music man.
Little chorse, mono chorse.
So this fight is going down this Saturday, and it's literally what everybody's talking about. I'm sure you guys have all made your plans at home to go watch the fight somewhere. It's $100. I think the fight could be $200, and I think people are still going to be paying for this fight. It was well promoted, well marketed, and now we got these two dudes that are going to face off in the ring finally after all this talk. It's finally there, and we're finally going to see this fight. Let's see, Rad. You've been watching a lot of news on this this topic here. What's your take so far? I know you're a Macgregor guy, but what's the latest and greatest about this fight?
Well, I mean, I talk about that a lot actually when I'm breaking about this fight a lot, especially this past week. But you know what? I'm on the same opinion as I was when we talked about, I think 2-3 weeks ago about this fight when it was first when those press conferences were going on. Mayweather should win this fight. He is the professional boxer. He is one of the best boxers of all time. He should win this fight, as Dan got the signed glove on his hand. How's that feel, Dan? Does it feel like?
Feels good.
All right, but yeah, I am.
I think it's actually. Is this 6 ounces, 8 ounces? What are we looking at? 10 ounces? What ounces here?
I think that's.
I think that was signed by Floyd Little, dude, not Floyd Mayweather.
I think this is an 8 ouncer here.
8 ounce.
8 ounce.
Probably 10.
Why don't you hit yourself? Why don't you hit yourself in the face?
Get over here, Doug. I want to punch you in the face. Let me try it out. Take it for a test drive.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm Team Notorious. I want to see this guy knock him out. I mean, I think it's a difference for me of Mayweather just being over the hill, and I think you get one good shot in from this man, the Notorious. One good shot in, and he's going down. And I think the fight's going to end by the 4th round. I think it's going to be a knockout McGregor. I know Vegas doesn't want to see that. A lot of money riding on this fight.
Oh yeah, it's a huge liability for Vegas on Conor McGregor right now.
If McGregor wins, Vegas may shut down for the night. They may not have any more money. They may have lost it all on this fight. But the betting has been very interesting. I did some research today. So when it opened, Mayweather was minus 950 and McGregor was plus 650. As it currently stands right now, Mayweather is negative 490, so that's down from negative 950, and McGregor is plus 390, down from plus 650.
It actually changed.
It's flip flopped.
I think it was minus 400 yesterday for Mayweather.
So
I think the money is starting to go back. I think people are starting to put their money back on Mayweather. It's a smart bet. You wouldn't. Don't. I mean, you could. Just give me the $100 if you want to bet on McGregor. It's not going to happen. Sorry.
I think you're flat out wrong, man.
No,
you're going to eat your words. I'm going to come in here on Monday, ear to ear. I was right. You got a guy who's just got the utmost confidence. He's at the prime of his career. And you got another guy who hasn't fought anybody good in the last 10 years. And he just dances around the ring. Yes, he's a boxer by nature, but we're not talking about Manute Bull being a jockey on a horse. It's not two different types of things.
Yeah.
McGregor is known for his punches. He's known for knocking people out.
Is he?
There's a lot of different angles in MMA that you have to endure. There's a lot more preparation in MMA. Yes, 12 rounds versus 5 rounds is an argument, or 3 rounds. The stamina, he may not last the stamina, but he's been training for this fight now for 4 or 5 months. He's ready. He's young. He's going to do what it takes. If there's anybody that's going to have the guts to engage Mayweather, this is the guy. He's got nothing to lose.
Wow. That's that right there is Doug drinking the Kool-Aid. Just
yeah,
full on. I mean, I get it. I get it. You can't change your tune now and say, "Oh, you're right. Smart money, good money. It's probably Mayweather and he's probably going to win." You got to keep selling it. I get it. You can't jump ship yet, but on Monday when we come in here, you're going to be like, well, I can guarantee you Doug's going to be like, well, Mayweather was supposed to win.
No,
so
I will eat my words.
No, you're going to be like, he was supposed to win. He's the boxer. He's supposed to win. And I'm going to be like, okay, here. I get it. It's an easy way of going about making a prediction because you're right. I mean, Mayweather is the one who's supposed to win this fight. It would be an upset.
But why is he supposed to win the fight?
If McGregor wins, it'll be an upset. Agree that it will be an upset.
Yes, it will. But why is he supposed to win this fight? Just because it's a boxing fight? That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's it.
that is it.
But the guy
and pound for pound, Mayweather is the greatest boxer ever. And until he loses, you can't say anything else.
Mike Tyson was better.
He's never lost.
Mike Tyson, great.
He's never lost. So until he loses, he is pound for pound.
He's gonna lose on Saturday.
He is the best boxer. He is the Michael Jordan of of boxing in his weight class.
He's gonna lose on Saturday. And Vegas is not going to see. This is the funny thing. I'd like to put myself, or at least be behind the scenes at the Vegas. I'd like to be the Vegas
I
odds
agree.
makers.
If this was an MMA fight, then there's no doubt in my mind McGregor would beat the crap out of Mayweather. But it's a boxing match, and McGregor's not a boxer.
Well, that's why we could throw on some Mayweather highlights too here, but.
Oh yeah, because this isn't biased at all. This is just it's been about 5 minutes of McGregor just punching somebody in the face. I haven't seen one highlight of Mayweather.
Well, Mayweather's coming up next. I got that queued up.
Oh yeah, and I know, and I'm pretty sure how it's gonna be. It's gonna be really boring and just dudes like hugging other dudes. Is that what it's gonna be?
No, I went for the highest ranked videos. I didn't sway people's opinions at all. I'm serious. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. But what I was trying to say was the Vegas odds makers. I would like to know how they formulate this. That's so very interesting to me because it's like you're dealing with something that you don't have like prior history of. Like when the Patriots play the Dolphins, or you have prior history. You have stats you can go off of. The wild card here is McGregor. There is no way to compare what he's going to do in a boxing ring against somebody like this. So the odds are just, it's really kind of just random.organing. Not a word, but it's just completely random odds here based on the history of Mayweather and taking anything that McGregor's done and taking it for granted. Look, it was a black and white fight here. Like we're looking at a fight from like 1975.
Okay, dude, that's color.
Barely.
Barely.
Barely. Yeah, that was when he was 24. If he was 24 fighting McGregor, I wouldn't be on Team McGregor.
Look at that.
He's 40. Mayweather is 40. One solid shot with your 40-year-old chin, he's gonna get dropped.
You're close to 40.
I know. I'd get dropped. If a 25-year-old dude came in here and fought me right now, I might talk a big game.
You know what?
But I'd get knocked right out.
One thing I will say is that the only thing that really bothers me about the leading up to this fight, all of the analysts and pro boxers and other professionals that have been in boxing a long time, they're very, boxing is a very traditional sport. They call it the sweet science, and a lot of these guys, they're basically saying Conor has no chance. I take a little exception. Some of these guys like Bob Arum, Pacquiao's manager or former manager, said this past weekend, it's like putting LeBron James in the ring against Conor McGregor. Against Floyd Mayweather, and I was just like,
"That's
are you an idiot?"
Yeah.
Like anybody who's followed MMA, anybody who's followed Conor McGregor's career, he is an elite fighter, regardless of if he's not a boxer or not. A lot of MMA guys actually train in all disciplines, including boxing.
Right.
So they are very familiar with boxing as well. LeBron James and Conor McGregor. That was just an idiotic statement, I thought, by Bob Arum. And so I take exception to people saying things like that because it just doesn't make any sense at all. He's a fighter. He's gonna go in there to fight, and I'll give him a small chance to beat Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, what I also was talking about yesterday off air was the fact that McGregor can watch all these videos of all these fights over the last 20 years with Mayweather, and he's going into something that he's going to be doing the same thing with. Mayweather can't really watch any video or study McGregor other than his MMA fights, which is not a complete boxing match. So he doesn't know what to really prepare for. Obviously he's one of the best fighters of all time. He's going to be prepared for anything, but we don't know what this wild card is going to bring. And I think this wild card is the one guy in the last 10 years that's going to have the guts to take it to Mayweather.
You know what Mayweather and McGregor is both elite at? They're elite at downloading their opponents, seeing how they move, seeing their angles, and adjusting to their opponents.
Yep.
They're both masters at that art of fighting. So it's going to be interesting. They're going to be in there trying to counter each other. Obviously, Mayweather's talking about how he's going to come forward, and not be as defensive as in his other fights, which I don't think is true. I think he's going to be just as defensive as he ever was in any of his boxing fights. Because I'll tell you what, like McGregor's camp has been saying, if he steps forward and just comes at Conor McGregor, it's going to be a war, and there's a high chance that he's going to catch these Irish grenades to the chin. So he better stick to his defensive style.
Well said.
This guy fighting him right now.
That's Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
Well, that's because he picks opponents that he knows he can beat. He had no choice. This was his final paycheck. This is his final paycheck besides possible rematch. He knows he's. I know he's vulnerable. He knows he's vulnerable.
I think this is the last fight for Mayweather. This is the last fight.
Last fight, yeah.
If he loses or wins, it's the last fight.
And it doesn't go on his record. He'll still be 49-0 even if he loses because it's not a sanctioned fight. So it's a last payday. He's got the IRS calling. He's got to get paid. So he's actually picking an opponent that he can lose to. He fought Pacquiao when Pacquiao had no shoulder. Literally, Pacquiao wasn't supposed to fight. He fought Pacquiao 4 years after he should have fought him. Both of them were out of their prime. And he won, which was arguable. It went 12 rounds, and there was actually people saying that Pacquiao should have won that fight with one shoulder. So
Pacquiao made a decision to make that to fight, though.
Well,
injured or not injured,
turned down however hundreds of $1 million that he was getting.
Pretty sure Pacquiao has enough money. I don't think he needs the extra $100 million.
I would do a lot of things for $100 million. You know how many cheese balls that would buy?
That's a shit ton.
But some other interesting stats. The average wager on McGregor is $131. The average wager on Mayweather is $5,100. So, I mean, both of these outcomes are very interesting for Vegas. And
bet $5,100 win $73.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's not that bad, but I think it's like you bet $5,000 and you win 1,000 maybe.
Yeah,
$1,000.
How much? What was your number?
I think it's like you bet $5,000, you win 1,000.
Yeah, I think the Maloof had an $800,000. The former owner of the Kings had an $800,000 bet. I think he wins $200,000, or maybe less. Maybe it's closer to $150,000. But I remember hearing about that. I think he placed that bet like a couple weeks ago. So it was probably one of the larger bets going in Mayweather's favor.
That is that should be a good topic. What would Doug do? What would Doug do for $100 million? We can go over probably a whole show.
2 chicks at the same time, man.
No, that's what you would do if you had $100 million.
That would be a fun show to go over what I could do with $100 million. So here's the stats. You got a little bit of, which probably this is no secret here. You got 5 pounds in favor of McGregor, what he normally sits at.
Tell the tape.
Yep, this is the tail of the tape. I'll be Bruce Buffer. You can be.
These stats are kind of off, dude. Floyd Mayweather doesn't walk around. I bet he walks around at 135, 140 at most.
So this was probably
Conor McGregor walks around at 170. He's a 170 pound guy.
So he lost 15 pounds.
Yeah, he's dropping.
And you're saying Mayweather gained 15 pounds?
Mayweather has to put on pounds to get to this fight. He doesn't walk around at 154. He walks around at 140.
That's the type of life that I want to live, where I have to put on weight to do my job. Because I can nail it. Yeah. I mean, if it was like, all right, Dan, you got to get up 15 pounds to do this next break, I'd eat some pizzas and some cheeseburgers, and I'd make it happen. I'd do it for you guys.
Well, that's like me. I was telling you about my drumsticks and then having Taco Bell this morning. That's what I'm trying to do.
When you say drumsticks, I think of like an actual chicken drumstick. But
no, the ice cream.
You mean the ice cream?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the ice cream with the fudge in the middle, very delicious. Right after the cheese balls, go right to the drumsticks.
Or at the same time, maybe sprinkle some cheese balls on the drumstick.
Well, this was from VegasInsider.com. I was reading about the betting end of this whole fight. We've already accepted that we're willing to take a position by needing Mayweather to win, but how much that final number could also depend on what happens with the props. If McGregor wins, it's likely to be a knockout, which pays 5-1, and is already a big risk for us. And they're betting if that happens, it will be a specific round of 1, 2, or 3, and those knockout rounds are large negatives from VegasInsider.com. So, yeah, probably the disaster situation for Vegas would be a knockout in round 1, because it'd probably be like a 20-1. Like somebody bets $100 and they win.
For Mayweather to knock him out.
No, I'm sorry, for McGregor to knock out Mayweather in round 1, 2, or 3.
The only chance that I think McGregor has to win the fight is in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And he has to knock him out. I think that's the only chance. Why? I think that's the only. If you're going to bet McGregor, I think it's the only smart bet to make. Because I don't think McGregor's going to have the stamina to be in the fight in a 9th or 10th round, and at that point, it's going to be a decision.
So you're saying a 39-year-old dude's going to have more stamina than a 28-year-old
yes,
guy?
a guy who has been basically.
Yeah, Floyd's stamina is not going to be an issue at all. Conor McGregor's coach actually came out and said he has 2 predictions. His head coach, he said, if Floyd Mayweather comes out and steps forward to Conor McGregor, he believes the fight will end within, I think he said 2 rounds, maybe a round. But he said if Mayweather steps back, you know how they meet in the center of the ring, and he steps back and he starts playing the defensive game, he thinks it's going to end within 6 rounds. So I would say you're right. Probably 1 through 6 is the best chance for McGregor to probably win this fight.
And he's not going to win a decision, let's face it.
Yeah, he's
unless he knocks him down like 3 or 4 times.
He will get outclassed in the later rounds. He will, because it's just, it doesn't work in his favor the longer the fight goes.
So he's got to know his game plan is to at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. He's going to have to throw some haymakers.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing about the fight too. We have no idea what is going to happen. Very little. He's been kind of playing games with the media, with the workouts and all that. The people are making fun of his workout, but he's not showing anything of that he's going to do, and very little footage have leaked of him sparring. So nobody has no idea how this fight is going to play out.
Yeah, why? If that's going to be the only footage he has, why would you leak it? I mean, it makes sense.
And I can guarantee you that we're probably going to move on to another topic here. I can guarantee you this is going to be probably the last boxing match we're going to be talking about on the show for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Probably forever.
Let's revel in it until the rematch of this fight.
Until the rematch.
I wanted to relate it to some of the cards. These are some of the better-selling autographs on eBay of these 2 gentlemen. This one just got released in 2017 Ginter. It's Floyd Mayweather, which we're actually doing a Ginter break tomorrow, and that spot may be available. But $1,200 on a 9.510 Mayweather Ginter auto, and then this one just keeps climbing. I mean, this one was a $300 card. It says UFC first. You can find it in 2013 Bloodlines. It's the first Conor McGregor auto, so it's like for you baseball fans, you prospects, this is their first Bowman Chrome, basically, in terms of UFC. It's their first. It has the first in the corner.
Somebody just won that card in Mojo Rare Numbers.
Yeah, we just somebody got that in Rare Numbers, and graded $1,400 card. So this fight hype. No pun intended, because of the name of the show, has raised the value on some of these items. Now, go to memorabilia. It's a lot cheaper. So you can get a UFC glove, Beckett authenticated 165, and the thing that Dan bought right there, 202. So it's literally the same one. Props to Southern Hobby. Peach State. Peach State. Peach State's part. They don't watch this anyway. Peach State.
Oh, man.
It's too many to remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's...
Paulie, I'm sorry. And if you're in Vegas on the 25th...
Now we're talking.
You could watch the mini Mayweather versus mini McGregor at the Hustler Club. I know we're a little PG-13 here, so I won't get into what the Hustler Club is, but you can go watch the mini fight there. They did a pretty good job fighting 2 mini versions.
Starts at 10 p.m. That actually looks like a blast.
That would be really fun.
That sounds like a good time.
Yes.
What if they're taking bets on that?
All right, so final predictions. Dan, who are you going with?
Mayweather.
And C-Rad.
Man, on the spot, on my drop top. I'll tell you what, I'm not betting this fight at all. I could see the fight going either way. But I will give my official prediction as a Conor McGregor fanboy. I'll say knockout in round number 2.
I'm going knockout round 1. McGregor.
I have to say, like, what's going to happen?
Well, I didn't specify. But,
okay, it's gonna go to a decision, and Mayweather's going to win.
Okay. So you are like the dealer.
I kind of think that if Mayweather wins, I think he might TKO Conor McGregor.
Nah, he's gonna dance around, and it's gonna be super boring, and everybody's gonna be super let down by the fight. Everybody's gonna be super bummed that they spend $100 on the fight.
Dan, I can tell you this.
And I am keeping it real with the get off my lawn. I am the Debbie Downer today.
10 dudes, 10 people, $10.
Dan, I will tell you this much: there has never been a boring Conor McGregor fight ever.
I'm taking a nap right now thinking about it.
There's never been a boring Conor McGregor.
There's a first time for everything. Get ready for this.
Well, I wanted to relate. Dan is basically a dealer in Vegas because he's Team Mayweather. If you want to go to the next 2 slides, so there's a dealer in Vegas. on the next one. And then Dan filled
doesn't look like me at all.
Dan filled in one night. Because he's going for Mayweather. He's the house. That's the house right there. The house always wins.
That if you ever walk up to a blackjack table and there's a guy with that smile on his face, you want to run away from that table. There's nothing good that's going to happen for you at that table. That's like the Vegas vacation dealer right there.
It is. He's like, yeah, guess the number.
Guess the number I'm thinking of.
Here, where do you think that picture was from? It was courtesy of PaniniAmerica.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did I make it?
You made it on there.
I made it on there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like everybody else probably cropped you out for Lonzo Ball, but I cropped him out for you. So that's dedication right there.
But I was on Panini's website?
Yeah. Your
wow.
face. Yeah, with Lonzo.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
You made it. You can retire now.
You should have put his face on the dealer.
All right, so we're done talking about boxing, and I know that would make Conrad extremely happy to see that picture right there. Marshawn Lynch has been in the media, and a real quick segment.
Immaculate.
He's doing the Kaepernick thing, but apparently he was doing the Kaepernick thing before Kaepernick was doing it, but no one noticed. So, but no one's really giving Beast Mode any flack. So I wanted to ask you guys, is it because Beast Mode is way more gangsta than Colin Kaepernick that he can get away with doing what he wants?
I think it's the media picking and choosing who they want to make a big deal out of.
I mean, I just think he's just a gangster. That's what it is. I mean,
Conrad, you just grabbed the microphone off the stand.
He's definitely.
What the hell's going on over there?
He's on Beast Mode.
He's definitely the Oakland G, but I think it's I blame the media for their treatment of Colin Kaepernick compared to Marshawn.
I think so, but I think
Marshawn's a Hall of Famer. Kaepernick's not.
Are you sure?
Marshawn Lynch is a Hall of Famer. One of the best players of his era.
Yeah,
he will go to the Hall of Fame.
It's kind of easy to make it in the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, he's going. Not that easy because Kaepernick's not going to make it.
Well, Kaepernick didn't do enough.
So that's why you can get away with it. It's if you performed, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Lynch has a body of work. He's won a championship.
I think it's because Colin Kaepernick has wavered back and forth in his career. Marshawn Lynch has been a true OG pretty much his whole career. He's been the same dude. Kaepernick's went from that look to the fro to liking, not standing or not doing this, and then he's got the cop socks. Marshawn Lynch has stayed true to himself, and I think that's the difference here. I think the media pounces on fakeness.
You take that back, Michael B.
I mean, I know what Kaepernick is doing is for the good, so I'm not downplaying that at all. But I'm just saying I think Kaepernick's a little bit more of an easier target. I think people are afraid to talk to Lynch because he's a true OG. He's keeping it real.
That's true. That's partly true.
I think that's a persona that he makes.
It works though.
I really it really comes down to performance. If Kaepernick was we talk about it. How many times we've talked about this? Again, if he basically was a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback right now, it would be all good. People wouldn't even be talking. I mean, they would be talking about it, but it wouldn't be shed in a negative light.
Right. And he doesn't really talk much, so there's not a lot to dissect.
Yeah.
At all. So there's one of the Neils. Who's number 2?
Tyler Wilson?
No.
The one Matt McGloin?
Well, it's one of their backups now. No, McGloin's not on the team anymore.
Cook?
No, Cook's 8,
Connor
I
Cook?
think. I don't know who number 2 is. Maybe it's a punter. But you got to watch
the punter is that's not the punter.
Kicker? Not Janikowski.
It's not. No, Janikowski is like a linebacker.
All right, question. Who's number 2 in the chat? Does anybody know?
It's a quarterback.
It is.
It's my quarterback.
And it's not Derek Carr. Derek Carr is what number?
4.
Maybe it's David.
Maybe. Well, one of the reasons why I love Marshawn, you can see in this next video, this was from like about 6-7 months ago. It absolutely had me rolling yesterday. Discovered it. Had to play it on the show. It's just shows a lot about his personality. And we're going to cue that up here. But, it's hard for me to like him as a Niner fan. But I think I really like Marshawn.
Is our video going to get...
Restarted.
Is it going to get blocked now?
No.
It's plugged in. Let me see.
Well, we can link you up. You can see the title on the video there. It's pretty hilarious. There you go. You want to restart?
When it just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again. They're just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker face. Then you don't have to worry about them no more.
Classic.
Uh-huh.
Run through a mum face.
How you doing, big fella?
Smooth.
You look good.
That's Dion.
You do too.
You all right?
Wrong video.
We have no idea what's going on right now.
Well, I wanted to get into the NFL in relation to the cards that have been released this year from Panini. So we've had about 5 to 7 releases. In the next few slides, I got them all geared up here. And I wanted to see what you guys have liked the best, and we're going to talk about our take on it. So we got Contenders Draft, Gold Standard. We got some Immaculate. Shout out to Firehand Cards. Certified. Unparalleled. And today was the release of Origins.
I guess you need those Eclipse sunglasses for Unparalleled.
You do. You absolutely do need the Eclipse
That's why
sunglasses.
it came out around the same time.
But let's start with C-Red. What do you think has been the strongest release so far for football?
Well, I haven't seen any Origins yet.
It's pretty good.
You guys did Origins Day. My vote's for Gold Stranded.
Gold Standard.
I mean, Immaculate Collegiate is the obvious choice, but I mean, there's a reason why it's so good. So there's only 500 cases made. So when you make way less of a product, there's gonna be nothing but hits and that stuff. So that's the obvious choice, but they made way less of it for a product with a regular amount of cases made. I would say Gold Standard so far is the best product of the year.
Yeah. What do you think?
Value-wise, and I've said it before, the amount of the top-tier guys that you get per case, and you didn't even show it there, Prestige.
Yeah. What?
Prestige football.
Huh?
Yeah. How about them apples?
Wow. Just an off the rocker.
You open up a case of that, and you're getting like Watson, and you're getting McCaffrey, and you're getting basically all the main guys that you want to get. And you're getting in a case, and they're autographs, and the design looks good, and the value right now, that stuff is not going up, readily available. That's the jam,
Okay,
That's the jam.
I see that. I definitely
Yeah.
I like your pick.
Yeah. Well, I only make good ones.
I think I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Gold Standard for value. I mean, I do like Contenders Draft a little bit because of the bang you can get for the cracked ice autos of certain guys and stuff like that. And Origins today was fantastic. So I've got to see a few more cases of it to really kind of put it in the runnings. But, I mean, we had some massive hits. My only complaint about Origins is the lack of vets, but it's the same thing, when they created it in 2011. It's the same thing.
See, my issue with Contenders Draft is that there's about 563 subjects.
Yes.
Auto subjects. So you get all the guys who are undrafted. You get a lot of the guys who are the 7th round, 6th round, 5th round. It's hard to hit one of the marquee guys, but when you do, you get a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you kind of nobody paid attention when I said what they said when they started Origins in 2011. It was kind of the same format.
Yeah, I love Inception.
Inception, I get it. We talk about it all the time. And right there is a guy who's going to get 1,000 yards.
Oh God.
Cooper Kupp.
The great white hype. But so now let's go worst product so far this year. And don't base it on how much stock we have in the back.
Football product or
Yes,
just
football product.
I'm going first, ain't I?
Yes. Put you on the spot.
I'm like thinking.
Fudge. I gotta think.
C-Rad, you ready?
Yeah, you ready? I didn't know I was getting put on the spot like that. I'm trying to think of the products
nice,
that have
Watson.
come out. Score was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad.
Too many base
but,
cards.
But it's always. I mean, that's hard. That's hard to say that that's the worst so far. I actually don't see why people loved Gold Standard as much as they did. There was nothing about it that was different than any of the previous years. Again, they haven't had it for a couple of years in football. But in 2000, what was the last year they did? 2011?
2011.
2011 is the last time they did it. It is literally the same exact format as it was in 2011. It looks similar. It also looks identical to basketball that they've done the whole time. So I didn't understand why people were just jumping on it saying how great of a product it was, because I thought it was bland and like Gold Standard regular. So I'm not going to say it's the worst product so far, but I didn't understand everybody's response to it. Like it was the best that came out. So
well, and I'm actually going to go against you because I think Prestige is one of the ugliest designs that I've seen in the last few years of cards. Now I get what your standpoint from an autograph subject.
Well, you don't
literally
like good hits? You don't like good autos? You like it better when it's seventh rounders?
No, yes.
You like it better? You like
I
it better?
do. Well, I don't like a logo of an NFL and then a college picture in the background. It's very confusing for me. So it's and then full bleed, and then some of the cards are stamped.
Full bleed, beautiful pictures, huge autographs. God, I wish it would. It sucks.
Too many base cards that nobody wants. That is my pick for the worst of the year, and the price right now reflects that. Gold Standard's up, so I think we won this argument.
Good,
just
man.
Just like the Mayweather McGregor thing, we're gonna win on that one too.
At some point we're gonna have a discussion, and we're gonna see eye to eye.
No, it's never.
And then
gonna
we can
happen.
just shut off the feed and never do another episode.
Well, then we might as well dim the lights and have some candles and sing Kumbaya.
I told you, man, the PG&E was super high this month. We probably should. We should consider lowering down the light a little bit, little candlelight breaks.
It's probably
Set the mood.
the AC.
It is probably the AC. I think it's like 48 degrees in here. I got to wear a parka.
You get one of those starter jackets from the 80s.
I had one.
But so that's my pick. So I wanted to parlay this, and I'll put you guys both on the spot. I think I told Dan earlier. Who's the worst team in the NFL for the 2017 season?
Oof.
I can go first there. Want me to say?
Go ahead.
The New York Jets. Absolutely. Could anybody name their starting quarterback? Is it Bryce Petty? Is it Hackenberg? I think they actually have somebody else they signed who I can't believe is named, I think, their starter.
So you're saying they could probably use Kaepernick over there?
Sure. Absolutely. Why not? But the Jets are by far, the Jets on paper look like they will absolutely not win a game this year.
And they got some slides for worst team.
So that's my pick.
Your pick is the Jets?
Yes.
I think I'm going to go with the Jayville Jaguars, man. Jacksonville. That's what I think is going to.
I think,
and I don't want to offend anybody that's Jacksonville fans. I'm sorry, you guys maybe got some hope with Fournette, but I think Blake Bortles is taking a couple steps back.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about offending Jacksonville Jaguar fans. I mean, maybe in London.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have a good international
Maybe in
following
London.
here, so I don't. I'm sorry, but I think Fournette's a good piece, but I just think that's. Allen Robinson was bad last year. I mean, Bortles is just, he can't convert on third downs. I mean, it's
About Hearns, man. Hearns and Robinson, Fournette. Hearns, Robinson, Fournette.
I think they got Jalen Ramsey, or not Jalen Ramsey. They got that Dante Fowler or Fowler the third coming back.
Fowler,
They got
Jokel.
some names. They got some names.
Jokel, Mark Brunell.
Fred
Taylor.
Brunell, yeah, you already said Brunell. Jimmy Smith.
I'm trying to. They have a.
Who was that guy that got busted? Who's that guy that got busted for coke?
Dude, Mercedes Lewis.
Mercedes. Who's the white dude that got busted for coke and then never came back?
Oh, he was on
Mike Jones.
Matt Jones.
Was it Matt Jones?
I think it was Matt Jones. Matt Jones.
And then I think the next screen is Jaguars fans.
That was Green Bay fans? Yeah.
And then I think we got Cleveland next. What's your pick, C-Rad?
It looks like you actually have already made the picks for us.
No, I'm just going through some of the the franchises that have been subpar.
But
in
that's
their
not
fan base.
that's not fair. I wasn't able to see like all the products that happened when I had to come up on the fly of what was the bad product of the year.
Well, that's because I put in the man hours of getting the show ready, so I got
Yeah,
a
but
little bit of an advantage.
But this isn't fair.
I'm just putting up the different things here.
I mean, there could be a team that's not even. What the? Oh, come on! You don't. Team's gonna win. Have you seen their offense?
No.
Well-oiled machine. Best backup quarterback in the league. Rising.
I'll agree with you there.
Rising phenom and Jared Goff.
Oh man,
You got the next one of the next great receivers in the league, Cooper Kupp.
Pantene's own Jared Goff.
Ryan
That's one of his sponsors is
Ry-
Pantene.
Ryan Gosling
There you go.
from
That's
the
one for you-
Notebook.
One for you, C-Red.
Well, you didn't get my pick yet.
What's your pick?
Worst team this year for sure. I'm gonna go out on a limb. San Francisco 49ers.
Oh! Boo! We got C.J. Beathard.
Yo, are you guys gonna win 3 games this year?
But
5. We're going 5. C.J. Beathard's future Hall of Famer.
I'm gonna say 4-2. Niners will go 4-2. 4-12.
4 a 6-game season. We're in there.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be a lockout. 4-12. I was thinking 2. I knew there was a 2 somewhere in there. 4-12 Niners. I think the Rams go 8-8. I think the Raiders go 10.
8-8 is probably going to win that division then.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're going to win the division.
8-8. I think the Raiders go 10-6. I think the Jags go 2-14. I think the Jets go 0-16.
Wow.
I think the Jets get the first overall pick next year, and they draft either the kid out of UCLA quarterback or the kid out of USC as a quarterback, franchise quarterback.
They're not going to bring Ryan Fitzpatrick back for another
No, he's
Another
Buccaneer.
tour?
He's Buccaneer now.
Buccaneer.
He's a
Is
Buccaneer now.
he the backup or is
He's
he
a backup.
Okay.
He's a
Or
backup.
third string.
Yep.
All right. So for the Bucks, I think the Bucks and the Titans are going to be really good. So that's a 2015. We've actually picked up some contenders.
I forgot the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns. I'm thinking they're going to win 2 games.
4-12.
I mean, if Deshaun Kaiser starts, that's the wild card. I like Deshaun Kaiser.
No, I mean they have. We were talking about it earlier. I think they have some pieces that can win them games. I think Duke Johnson's actually going to have a good year.
Jay August's Bears 3-13. Does that mean Trubisky starts then? And we get rid of Glennon?
What's up, man?
Glennon's going to start the season, I'm assuming. All right, so let's get into baseball. Immaculate, real quickly. Immaculate came out last week. I didn't have high hopes for it, but it's certainly raised my expectation level. This product was phenomenal. This year they did a really good job, obviously having Aaron Judge and Bellinger and Benintendi helps. But the patches, I think, was what was crazier this year. There was just insane amount of memorabilia pieces, as you can see here with the Buster Posey, which I want. The old school Paul Molitor, looks like that was the only glove he wore his whole career, and it was in the product somehow. Hat of Mickey Mantle, the top of it, that's insane. Mike Trout cleats. So even though they don't have Mike Trout autos, they got lots of memorabilia from Mike Trout. I just thought it was way better than I thought. And it just continues to deliver hits. Here's some of the auctions on Immaculate. You know, the batting glove from Cody Bellinger selling for $1,200. I know it was best offer, so around there. A Ken Griffey, Cal Ripken, George Brett triple selling for $864. I mean, you could buy all 3 of their autos alone for a lot less than that. So that's a good sign. An old school Game News Kirby Puckett, rest in peace, for $463. So some good sales on Immaculate and some good chase cards. There was a lot of chase. I mean, you guys both opened it. What did you think?
There's the crazy thing about that triple auto is Ripken signs like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But George Brett doesn't really sign at all anymore.
No.
So that actually probably helps the value. And then Griffey, obviously. But you're right. You can probably get, actually not probably, 100% you can get their 3 autos on 3 separate cards for less than $800.
Probably around $300 or $400.
101 of each?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a one-of-one.
Ken
but-
Griffey, 101 George Brett, and 101 of Ripken?
no.
No, not that.
No, but you can Doug could make that card and put it in Doug's duels and triples, and he can probably make that happen. All 101s.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be the product hit.
That'd be yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my formula is similar to replay.
You know, I think you can go back to the drawing board on that, and you can cut it up and then just take a Sharpie and just put 1-1 over all the signatures. Just like a big giant 1 of 1 on the front.
In glitter.
In glitter, yeah.
There you go.
The glitter would put it over the
man.
top. Glitter parallel, yeah.
Wow. If you don't know what we're talking about, I think it was 2 episodes ago that we debuted Doug's Duels. It was a product that I'm currently making. So I don't really want to talk a whole lot more about it because it's very
you don't
secretive.
Want it,
I don't want like Brian Gray to watch this.
You don't want anybody taking your
or
ideas.
Mark Warsop, and you know. So I got to be very hush hush on Doug's Duels. But you can see some early images in one of the last few shows of Doug's Duels. What did you think of? You ripped a lot of Immaculate. What do you think, C-Red?
Fun product, absolutely fun product. Immaculate's always fun to open, but now that this year is especially good for baseball, it's been a fun to open. I love doing the numbers for people and also the random teams too. It's good.
Yeah, and I know the biggest knock on Panini stuff is the fact that there's no logos. But
what do you mean?
The age-old question of no logos because they don't have an MLB license. They have an MLBPA license, but I think they do a good job of helping you forget about that, and the value's there. So the value's there at a $225 box at a $1,800 case. You can get into a case break for, you know, 60 to 100 depending on what team you're buying and what spot you're buying. So you have a lot of upside, which is kind of what we want in breaks anyway. So I think it's a perfect breaker product. You to buy random number, random team, or even PYT, which we have today. Plug. Immaculate case number 10 or 11 is breaking today. It's on the schedule, Mojobreak.com. I believe it's 11. So pick up your teams in that. And, yeah, I wanted to get into
All Rise.
Aaron Judge. Dan's gonna leave. Dan, too many judges in 10 days. I just wanted to go over his falling card market. It's no secret he broke the consecutive strikeout record. So you look back and you can see the dates on these. So July 24th, this is a 9-5. This is a 2013 Bowman Chrome draft pick, Aaron Judge, which we actually have in a mixer on Saturday if you want to get into a nice baseball mixer. The 2013 Bowman Chrome draft pick, $910 on July 24th. August 6th, $825. And yesterday, best offer accepted for $598. So that's a pretty steep decline in less than 2-3 weeks, just because the guy's striking out a lot. So I don't know if people are hitting the panic button. I don't know what's going on. He was approaching Chris Bryant numbers, but now he's kind of back down to earth. I mean, 500 is still a lot for a base auto, but it's definitely. I mean, is it the time to buy?
Months and months ago, there was this one guy on this one show who was talking about Aaron Judge, and he was saying there's no way that Aaron Judge was going to hit over 300. Actually, I think he said he was going to hit about 280 at the end of the year. I can't pinpoint who it was. Yeah, do you? I can't pinpoint who it was.
I don't remember that.
But, man, that guy's smart. It's pretty much turning out exactly the way I thought it was going to turn out.
284, 37 home runs, 81 RBIs, 93. That's a pretty damn good rookie season. One of the best.
A month ago, he was hitting like 330.
Well, he got all of his.
Month ago, he was hitting 330. I think he had almost 30 homers.
There was somebody on the show that was like, "There's no way he's gonna drop too" on the show opposing Dan. I remember that. That was funny.
I think there was one guy who was like, "I'm pretty sure that we're just getting right in at the bottom here. We're like not even close to the top." I think it was right after the home run derby. I think somebody was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Jay August says the news came out, he cheers for the Rams, and it went all downhill.
Well,
it's probably a very good fact there.
With that bell in the jaw.
But I wanted to compare to the 3 top rookies this year, Cody Bellinger, Benintendi, and Judge. So you can see very similar numbers. But see, with Cody Bellinger, he was never at 330, so he's been consistent. And Benintendi, you're not going to get the power numbers. He's got the 18 home runs. All 3 of these guys should be in the playoffs. I mean, the Yankees are the ones that are kind of on the cusp of possibly only being the first seed or getting knocked out of the wild card. It's a very tight race in the American League. But you can see they're all very similar. These are 3 amazing rookie years from 3 guys. I don't know. Probably dig through the stats and find out, has there ever been 3 guys with this many home runs out of 3 of the top rookies? I mean, it's pretty
There's actually
remarkable.
another guy that I'm surprised you haven't. He has more home runs than Benintendi. Is Josh Bell. Josh Bell, I look at his stats. I mean, you could make an argument that.
Well, Ryan Healy too, but
yeah, Ryan Healy. But Healy's hitting like he probably has close to the same stats as Josh Bell. But Josh Bell's put together a hell of a season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when's the last time you've seen 4, 5, 6 rookies just doing as well as they are? And again, some of them are flying under the radar because of the Bellinger hype and the Judge hype.
Yeah, and I think I have a quick video of some Aaron Judge.
You should have a video of Josh Bell trying to throw the ball to second base.
Or maybe I don't. Maybe I didn't get the strikeout video on there, but I had a strikeout video. But we all have seen it before, so we don't need to show it. But I wanted to compare Aaron Judge and Bellinger.
And Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez has been killing it.
Not a rookie, though. But, yes, he is having a really good season. Really good season. So, what's up, Legend 23? What's going down? But I wanted to compare the numbers to the best rookie home run season, and I think if you go through the slide, there's some seasons here. So the most home runs ever hit by a rookie was Mark McGwire, 49, in his rookie campaign. Frank Robinson, 38, Albert Pujols, 37, Mike Piazza, 35. So Aaron Judge is probably going to be at least past Robinson, Pujols, and Piazza at 37 already, unless he completely sucks it up for the next 40 games. He may have the best rookie campaign home run-wise. I mean, there's a chance he could beat McGwire. So it's crazy to me that his card market is down so far when he's kind of an elite company here with these numbers if you look at it. I mean, 3 Hall of Famers. I mean, Albert Pujols is first ballot. Mike Piazza is already a Hall of Famer. Frank Robinson's a Hall of Famer. McGwire, we know why he's not a Hall of Famer. But it's a pretty damn good rookie campaign. For his cards to drop in half, it doesn't make sense to me. There's just a lot of people, either people need money or people are just jumping off the hype train. But
well, how about the fact that there's been so many Judge autos out in the market, and everybody's been selling them. So, I mean, there's so many. There's more Judge autos out there than you can make an argument of anybody in the last 3 years, besides Henry Owens and Joe Musgrove. I mean, there's a lot of Judge. So, I mean, and you got to figure, like, he's been in every single product. Every single product has had Judge.
Yeah, the one you want is the numbers are they didn't make any more Bowman draft than anybody else compared to the Trout years.
If there wasn't so many other Judge autos, people would be more inclined to go and buy some more 2013 draft Judge autos, and that would elevate the price.
True.
But they have other options. They can go after Inception cards. They can go after Heritage cards. They can go Sterling cards. There's so many other options where Bellinger, for instance, you don't have those options except for recently with the recent products that Topps has kind of got him into.
Right.
So I think that absolutely affects the 2013 draft.
Yeah. It does. It's a good point, but I think it's probably a decent time. If you can get one for $500.
Did we just agree?
I think we did.
Oh, man.
First. Mark it down. First off the line, the news hit yesterday. Big deal. Well, actually, I forgot to promote our 70 box break first. But this Friday, check out this break. 70 boxes of football. It's called our Boompalooza. Some of you guys have been around for years, know about it. Some of you guys are new, don't. It's a 70 box football random team break. So you get a team, and you have that team for 70 boxes. So whatever card comes out for your team is yours. Imagine getting the Cowboys, getting an Aikman, getting a Smith, getting a Dak, getting an Elliott. It's possible because there's 70 boxes. There's also 4 cases of Leaf Best of Football in this break. So there's going to be, what is that? That's 3. There's 12 hits that are going to be insane right there because minimum hit out of a Leaf Best of is like $100 card. So
see a 2011 Contenders box there.
2011 Contenders. We've got National Treasures, Immaculate, Dan's favorite, which I made it on the sell sheet. I don't know how I did that, but Plates and Patches 2010.
Oh man, how many boxes? Tell me 4 cases.
Just one. Impeccable, which is C-Rad's favorite. That makes it. I mean, this is just going to be an absolute fun break. It's $399, but if you divide it by 70, it's really cheap per box, and you get 4 hours of entertainment. We've got skunk prizes.
How much is it per box?
I don't know.
Save me the impeccable box.
Well, if you
let me get my calculator.
If you divide that by 70, it's really cheap. What if your math is off?
$5.70 a box, according to Apple.
That's pretty good.
$5.70 a box, and there's skunk prizes. There's so whoever gets the least amount of hits in the break. So this is protecting you if you get like 4 or 5 hits, and everybody else is getting 20. You have a shot at a Panini VIP Gems box, which has been loaded with Ronaldo, Dak, Lonzo. There's some big major stuff in those VIP boxes. They were only given out at the VIP party, and they're going for like $500 or $600 on some of them. So
600.
600, yeah.
That's all. They're going for $600.
And then there's some autographed jerseys. We always throw in some fun bounties. It's going to be this Friday at 4 o'clock. I think 2 or 3 spots have already sold. It's guaranteed to sell out. So if you're on the fence, I wouldn't be, because it's going to sell out. They always do. And it's just a blast of entertainment for 4 hours. Sure beats going to a dumb movie. Or, you know.
Or that would
and
be
you're going to get ready for the fight. It's the day before the fight. So
4-hour movie. That'd be the longest movie in history.
I know.
Yeah, double feature.
All right, guys, let's talk about this new panini joint.
Triple feature.
Yep. We are getting close on time, but I think the first break's not quite sold out, so we'll have a little bit of time. But first off the line, Panini, exclusive content, early access. You say, how? We're going to tell you. So what they've done is they've created this program. You have to download the app. So Panini America, the world leader in officially licensed trading cards and collectibles, announced today, which was yesterday, details surrounding the company's revolutionary new First Off the Line program, which will give fans and collectors the opportunity to purchase a limited quantity of select trading cards products early. Each product included in the First Off the Line program will also include exclusive content that will not be available in the national releases. So the First Off the Line program will be available exclusively through the Panini America online store and through the Panini Direct app, which is available for the iOS and Android devices. The first product to be featured off the First Off the Line is the 16-17 Immaculate Basketball, which is a hot release. This is an extremely coveted release. Logo Man's, I mean, it's one of the best-selling products every year. And they will feature exclusive Emerald Parallels, limited to just 5 copies, that will be only available in part of the First Off the Line program. So meaning you can only get these parallels in the cases that come direct from Panini. So the First Off the Line will arrive. The first product will be the Immaculate, which comes out on the 27th of September. And the product will arrive 24 to 48 hours prior to release. So if the product is released on Wednesday, you could have it in your hands on Monday or Tuesday, which means it's probably good for people that are trying to flip cards to get it a little bit early. So that's a good incentive for collectors that have the money to buy this stuff. Future NBA releases planned as part of the First Off the Line program will include 16-17 Flawless Basketball, 17-18 Prism Basketball, 17-18 Select Basketball, 17-18 National Treasures Basketball. NFL products will include 2017 Prism, 17 Contenders, 17 National Treasures. For baseball, National Treasures Baseball, 2017 Flawless Baseball, 2018 Diamond Kings, and 2018 Immaculates. The products included in the First Off the Line program are traditionally some of the most popular across our portfolio, said Panini America CEO Mark Warsop. So yes, all of their hot products will be available direct. So they're cutting out the shops. They're cutting out some of the distributors for the people that have wholesale accounts. So it's a crazy concept. It's got some people up in arms. We're still trying to figure out, we're still trying to digest it a little bit and look at all the angles from it. It's a very interesting program that really nobody in this card market has done in the history of the card market, really selling direct as a manufacturer to the public. Now, it doesn't say it's going to be available in cases, but I do see that there's an Immaculate box up for sale. So I think the real key for people to find out here is what quantities will be available. Are they going to release 50 cases? Are they going to release 100 cases? Are they going to release 1,000 cases on the First Off the Line program? How is it going to work? So let's start. We're going to do a roundtable discussion on this. We got some time because Clearly Authentic still has spots available. We're going to do a roundtable discussion. We're going to start with Dan. We're going to go to C-Rad. I got to go pee, so I'll be right back.
It's a Forrest Gump line right there. I gotta pay. So off the line, first off the line, huh? So this is what I think. So Panini's trying to gain some traction to their app, their digital format, the Panini Instant, stuff like that. I think they're trying to get people to go to it. What other better way to go to get some traction is to offer products that are going to be hot. And offer them early, and offer something that's going to be in that product that's not going to be in the regular print run. So I think that's the first thing. Now, some people are going to be like, are these boxes or cases going to be juiced? I don't think so. But it's really going to benefit whoever has the most disposable income to blow the money to get it. Whoever it has the most time to basically sit on the internet and wait for it to get released. I don't know how it's really going to take. It's kind of weird that they named so many products in a program that they're going to go out there, because what if it doesn't work? I mean, we all go to Panini's website and the app, and you could see products that have been sitting there and nobody will buy it because they can get it cheaper elsewhere from other internet retailers, like Court Kings and Absolute and stuff like that that's been sitting there forever. So I think they're trying to get traction to their app to get people to like see, hey, like we're going to release this. We also have Panini Instant, so you can download specific, or you can basically purchase specific cards that are autoed. But that's where I pretty much see it going. It really depends. I can't really say how it's going to be for the hobby in general. I know if I was a distributor, I'd be pretty upset. Because you're directly taking, or if I was an online retailer like say Blowout or DA, I'd be upset. But it really depends on how much quantity that they're going to release. I don't see it being an issue if it's, say, 20 cases. But if it is 500 or a substantial amount of cases, then I think we're going to have a lot of people up in arms, and I think it's going to be a huge issue.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I
just got back. Can you do that again?
Yeah, it was pretty boring actually. So let's go to C-Rad.
What are your thoughts on it?
I don't think we have enough. I honestly don't think we have enough details yet to really fully digest it. I think it might be. Man, it's. I guess it's cool for to be able to try to get some of this early products, like especially it's only the good products. They're not doing it with the bad products, right? I mean, being able to possibly get Prism early, 17, 18 Prism, and get exclusive parallels. That the idea of that is pretty exciting. Being able to get those early, but yeah, how does this play in with the rest of the market and the community? You know what I mean? Like, how many are they making? What is it going to be case box quantities? So many questions still in the air, and I think it's too early to kind of have a good opinion on it.
Yeah, and Jay August is saying, I always need to understand what it does cost of the breakers, because if I need to pay more to give them profit, then I'm done, which I understand. Yeah, I mean, if breakers get this, we are going to probably have to charge more. So it's going to be an interesting scenario. I mean, they don't let us break product early. So do we get to buy that and then we get to break it early? I don't know. I mean, I would think that if we bought it from the direct app, then we would. I don't know if I want to, because so just to give you a quick breakdown on how this industry works, Panini sells to distributors. Distributors buy 99% of the product. The distributors have to take on not only that risk, and then they distribute it and through all their hundreds of customers. So there is some hands to pass through, but the distributors have been the ones that have been supporting them for years. So hopefully this is not alienating them. I mean, all signs that the initially is kind of sketchy for them right now. They're probably trying to figure out what's going on. These are also products that we get allocated on. When we talk about allocation, and what do you talk about all these big words, right? Allocation is a very big word for me as a public school person. Allocation means we submit an order for 100 cases. Like, we know Immaculate's going to sell. We know you guys want Immaculate basketball. We know you guys want flawless
Allocated
basketball.
is a big word?
It is.
Okay.
Very. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's more than 4 letters. Right. So allocated means I order 100, and we have to order these products usually anywhere from a month to 6 months early before it comes out. So we really only know the sell sheet and the rookies. So we order 100 cases, and they say, yeah, you're going to get 10 because there's 10,000 orders that came in, and there's only 5,000 cases made, so you're getting 10. So now this is a weird scenario where they have the first off the line. So if we get cut and distributors get cut, there's a very big conflict of interest here with the way that things are going down. Now, I know they're trying to create a separate line. That also raises the other question. If they're making a separate line, are we going to notice certain types of hits? Or in one now we're almost getting wave 1, wave 2 kind of scenario. So it's going to be an interesting thing to kind of pan out and see what happens. I don't know why they announced all those products at first. I thought they could have announced Immaculate and see how the program worked. And if it didn't work, then we cancel the program. But they're kind of
big or go home.
They're kind of locked in now for at least a year and a half of all these releases of doing this first off the line. Now, the good thing, and I'm going off all kinds of tangents because this is what my mind's going on right now, is we're talking about it. So we're talking about these products early. First off the line, maybe is a tool for marketing as well. They're thinking, hey, we're going to get these guys to talk about these products early. We're going to get the public to see these products on a sell sheet early. Maybe the distributors weren't doing their job correctly, so we have to come out and sell extra cases. Maybe it's a ploy of them making that extra $400 that the retailers would normally make. Maybe they need the money. I don't know. So these are all these questions kind of that are surrounding my brain right now to try to kind of digest what they're doing. I'm not saying all this in a negative fashion. It's just more of a topics of conversations to try to figure out what the thought process is on it. But
we'll know in about a month.
We will.
I was saying earlier, too, to you guys, it's a heck of a year to roll this program out during the 17-18 basketball season.
Right. I mean, these products are all probably going to go up. Contenders draft. When have you heard Contenders draft being allocated in any basketball
Or even
season?
going up. Just even going up
Right.
in price.
Right. Lonzo Ball's cards are already in demand high enough that Contenders draft is sold out, and it's going up, which is unheard of. So,
Actually, I think it's up like 40% already, isn't it, per box?
$140 a box.
$140 a box. That is up. That's up already.
yeah, it's already up.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, this also begs the question about, if Panini does this, what's going to stop them from possibly selling break spots? Or, I mean, I know there's a legal issue there that they've said that you can't do that, but I don't know. There's not a whole lot of manufacturers that sell direct like this when they've had already established distribution angles either. So it's a very interesting scenario that's got people scratching their heads. The ad was released at Beckett before it became public on their website yesterday. So people got wind of it on Beckett.
Paper print, right?
Paper print, yeah.
Ah, man.
You still read papers?
Trying to hide it, aren't they?
I don't want to say that. But
It's a little sneaky.
yeah.
Well, never mind. Yeah, I subscribe to Beckett, and I get it sent to my house monthly.
Yeah. You're right. Upper Deck does comes to your house. Yeah, all the newspapers. Times, New York.
Times, New York.
No, the New York Times. I know. I was about to say, a little dyslexia.
The Times, New York.
Upper Deck does it with EPACs. Yes, I mean they have a kind of a COMC backbone on that. I mean, I don't think all their products sell out. They don't choose like Cup to do it with. They do it with some of their products that they may make a lot of. So I mean, you don't see them doing it with their best-selling products. Panini's coming out with their best-selling products on this. So it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. But yeah, so then we want to get into this now that we've kind of went over the first off the line. You guys, if you guys have any questions on it, definitely mention it in the chat. We can cover it and maybe add some content to that topic. But want to get into the trade that happened yesterday. Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie switching places along with Jay Crowder and a draft pick. Kind of crazy. When in the history of the NBA have you ever seen the 1 and 2 seeds of a conference trade? When have you seen that? Never happened.
No, it's
crazy.
That's rare. I think the main piece is that first round unprotected pick that they're getting from the Nets.
Yes.
I think that could be that could be first overall pick.
Yeah, good.
That could be a first overall pick. So I think that's the main piece. I obviously Kyrie's the name. IT4 is the big name.
Yeah.
I don't know how Isaiah Thomas is going to work with the Cavaliers, but we'll see. I mean, I guess LeBron's just going to be like you. I mean, LeBron basically is the coach. He's the GM. He does everything there. So whatever LeBron says, I guess he's going to have to do. But
right.
I don't know. You think who wins that trade? You think the Cavaliers are a better team? I don't think there's any way you can say that, right?
Slightly worse. I think the Cavaliers are slightly worse.
I think the Cavaliers are worse, and the Celtics. You got to say the Celtics won that trade. They are better on paper right now.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, besides those, I mean, it's all going to be breaks down what that pick is.
That pick.
Yeah,
I mean,
I actually disagree with you guys. I think both teams had good deals. I don't think anybody necessarily lost the trade, honestly, because this is how I look at it. Isaiah Thomas actually, if you look at his stats-wise, he was more efficient. He had a better PER. He scored 4 more points. He had more assists than Kyrie during the regular season. Yes, Kyrie shows up during the crunch times in the playoffs, but IT has been unfortunately be getting injured in the playoffs.
How many times is he going to get traded?
Yeah, so like efficiency and scoring wise, he's gonna fill in that role for Kyrie. And Cleveland actually got a little bit deeper. Jay Crowder is on a great contract. You know, the big man that they got from this year's rookie class, Anzik. You don't know how he's gonna turn out, but Jay Crowder is another good fit. You know, with Celtics signing Gordon Hayward, you know they and with Marcus Morris, Jay Crowder for them was expendable. And you got to think about this too. Kyrie definitely makes the Celtics better, but they only have 4 guys returning from their core group from last year that won the first seed in the East. So they got a whole bunch of new guys that they got to fit into their system. Brad Stevens got a lot of work to do. I mean, obviously they have a nice young core there with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford still there. Of course, Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. But I think the deal was even because of that Nets pick. You never know. You know, back in when Nets and Brooklyn and the Celtics traded for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, everybody thought that was a terrible deal until they realized, oh crap, Celtics actually got the better end of that deal with all the draft picks they got. So the draft pick is a big deal, but I think Cleveland gets a little bit deeper. They might lose a step in like killer instinct when it comes down to the playoffs, because Kyrie was a killer in the playoffs in crunch time. But they're going to be fine. I think Cleveland is still going to come out of the East most likely. Celtics are right there. They probably will be right there, but I think they're still going to fall short to Cleveland as long as LeBron's still in the East.
Well, my take too on this whole thing is that Kyrie was metaphorically, it's like it was like the Cavaliers are on a roller coaster, and that they're at the top right now. And literally, Kyrie was like, before this thing plunges into the water, I'm going to jump off. So he basically like, I'm going to jump off. So he got out. I mean, I don't know if his tactics were the right way. Kind of seemed a little bitch made by going in Twitter and saying these little passive aggressive stuff. So I mean, Boston fans got to worry about him doing that. You know, things get bad. Is he going to do the same thing he did in Cleveland? Now, what I think this does say, the bigger picture of this whole thing, and I feel bad for you Cleveland fans, because this is letting LeBron James walk out the front door. He doesn't have to walk out the back door. He doesn't have to blame next year he can walk out the front door, go to LA, and he doesn't. He won Cleveland a championship. He can be out very easily, because that just kind of solidified it. If they're getting a draft pick and they're moving Kyrie, that just tells me that they know that LeBron James is not going to be there past this year. And I know that may not be breaking news here, but we've been talking about it the last couple episodes. I think that just kind of solidifies. Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be rebuilding, so they may be the first or second seed in the East this year. They may go to another finals again, but after that, I think you're back to 8th seed, fighting for a playoff spot with maybe Isaiah Thomas still there. Who knows? He probably gets traded to his 5th team.
Keep this in mind too. Isaiah Thomas played like out of his mind. He was such an efficient scorer, and that was without a superstar or greatest player of all time in LeBron James. Sure. This year, he's going to be even more free on the offensive end, and he's going to get more help. So, I think the deal it's the best deal that Cleveland could have gotten from anybody.
My concern is that there's been 4 separate GMs now that have traded away Isaiah Thomas. Like, that has to be a concern. That, like, 4 different GMs were like, this guy's not going to – he's expendable. Yeah. Like, you get traded 4 times, and there's has he been traded 4 times? He was on the Kings – Suns, Celtics, and now the Cavaliers.
I don't know if it was trade from his initial contract. We'd have to look back. I mean, he could have been a free agent, I guess.
Because he was a rookie in what, 12?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been in the league for 5 years. He's been on 4 different teams.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of concern there.
The height issue.
Maybe. I mean, but That's where I'm like, I feel bad for the guy a little bit. Can't get settled in a spot. I mean, what does he have to do in Boston to stay around? The guy almost scored 30 points a game. Yeah, what do you got to do?
They were talking about trading him during the playoffs last year.
What do you got to do?
I don't know, and that's why I say he could be expendable too. I mean, the Cavaliers could literally be like getting their next Kyrie again and becoming what they became, rebuilding again, being the worst team in the league, getting draft picks like Wiggins and Bennett, which was an absolute bust. But, it's a sad kind of scope of the next few years for Cavaliers fans, I think, by this trade. I mean,
at least for this next season, it sets up an interesting story for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Celtics and Cavs game is going to be,
because there's nothing going on in the East.
I'll tell you right now, and just before we get done with this topic, and you brought up that LeBron may be going to L.A. If the Warriors win another championship and they keep that team intact, he is not going to go to the Western Conference.
Why not?
Why would he?
Because he never loses a conference final.
Why would he?
Never lost a conference final.
He'll go to. I agree with Conrad. He'll go to New York. But if the Warriors say Durant opts out and they lose Durant, there's a chance that he may go. Durant may go with him.
Yeah.
They may have a superstar
mean,
squad in LA, but I don't. If the Warriors keep it together, they win another championship, and everybody stays, then he's not going to LA.
I'm thinking he's going to LA. Paul George is going to LA. So now you have a core group of. There you go. You got a core group of LeBron, Lonzo, and Paul George. I mean that can compete very well with the Warriors.
Number 6.
Well, that was his Heat number. I don't know who's 23 though. It was on the Lakers.
23 might be retired on the Lakers. No,
Might be. They got a lot of championships there in LA.
Is that is that photoshopped?
I didn't do it this time. Mine would be a lot worse than that. But yeah, you can almost see that the jersey's a little too bright there.
A little bit
compared to his body.
a little bit.
But yeah, that's at ESPN.com, courtesy of them, that I stole. I just stole it right from them. So yeah, that's what I think, and I think that there may be another player coming to the Lakers with George and LeBron, like maybe a Melo. I mean, Melo's kind of I don't know if you want Melo, but maybe another player, maybe a Westbrook, Paul George, LeBron, Lakers, Lonzo super team, and we have some epic Western Conference Finals. I don't know. Interesting.
Right.
It'll be interesting how this plays out. But I think the trade yesterday was foreshadowing this.
We're gonna roll into the like a little 5-minute segment of Q&A.
Well, we do have some time because we have about 12 minutes, and we got plenty of spots left in Clearly Authentic, which is mind-boggling.
We have 12 minutes.
We have 12 minutes to Origins. Which is sold out.
Okay.
But we have Clearly Authentic. But yeah, if you guys have any Q,
we got one.
If you guys
here.
have any Qs,
We got one here.
let's do it.
LeVar's Cheese Balls. Better chance of happening. 1. Jay Cutler leads Dolphins to the playoffs. 2. Colin Kaepernick plays in the NFL game. Plays in an NFL game this. Let's say this season, so not next season. This season.
This season, I say Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
I say Cutler leads the Dolphins to the playoffs.
I say Cutler gets hurt. Kaepernick comes to Miami with his Fidel Castro shirt on.
And then leads the team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do you think, Conrad? Jay Cutler leading the Dolphins to the playoffs, or Colin Kaepernick playing for a team this year?
Colin K playing for a team.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Jay Cutler, he's still got it. He's got it.
Sleeper rookies to pick up in both basketball and football this year. I don't know if there's necessarily a sleeper, but for fantasy, I am going to go all in on Dalvin Cook. For fantasy, I mean, his card prices are already pretty high for running back, but I like him a lot. I don't think Latavius Murray can handle the load. I think Dalvin Cook's the future. I think he's going to be the dude to get. For basketball, we'll hand that over to C-Rad. Obviously, we can't pick Lonzo or Tatum, but what do you think as far as a sleeper rookie this year?
There's no sleeper. There's no man sleeper. Zach Collins from the Portland Trail. I'm just kidding.
Ivan Robb.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with, if he can stay healthy, Harry Giles. Giles, sleeper.
For what team does he play for?
Lakers?
Sacramento.
Sacto. Same state. Go with Dan.
Football, I am going for, fantasy-wise, same thing as Doug. I don't know what's going on with today. It must be the eclipse. Dalvin Cook, absolutely, as a sleeper, both in the card market and, well, again, I think his cards can definitely go up from where they're at right now. And a little homer pick, Cooper Kupp, as I think he's going to go over 1,000 yards receiving. And O.J. Howard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end. I think he's actually going to line up more as like a receiver. I think Winston's going to throw a lot to him. He's going to be, that middle of the field is going to be open with Evans and Deshaun Jackson. So I actually think he is going to lead the league in receiving yards for tight ends.
I don't disagree. I just think tight ends don't sell.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying fantasy wise, he's gonna be a beast.
What teams will be the best this year? We know the Jets, 49ers, and Jags will suck. Well, we don't know about the Niners there, Bert.
Oh yeah.
We, it's hard for me to say this, but I think I'm going to go Raiders, the AFC. I think it's going to be the Patriots and the Raiders. I think they're going to avenge the Tuck rule. Brady's going to,
That's for sure.
As long as Derek Carr can stay healthy, because they ain't got anybody to back him up, because we all saw what happened last year. But if Derek Carr stays healthy, I'm thinking the Raiders are the shoe-in for the AFC. The NFC is kind of a toss-up for me. I actually feel really good about the Titans and the Bucks. I'm not saying they're going to go all the way, but I think they're going to do a lot better than people expect. The Titans and the Bucks, I think Winston and Mariota are both going to play top 5, and they're going to do well. What do you think, Dan?
I think we already went over this briefly a couple weeks ago, but Panthers in the NFC and Patriots in the AFC. Yeah, it's gonna stay with it. I'm the dealer, man.
You are the dealer. Yeah, you go with the safest. Safe picks.
But yeah, Panthers, Patriots. I think the Patriots Raiders AFC Championship game.
Yes.
Panthers Packers NFC Championship game.
Just P's. 3 P's out of the 4.
Pay.
What do you think, C-Ray? You're going with your Raiders still, right? I think you went a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely.
Oh, you think Pharaoh Cooper is going to have a great year, huh?
Oh, Edward, also about the rookies. The trading, actually, in the basketball market, when players trade teams, it doesn't really affect too much of their rookie like it does in baseball.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's exactly
I think it
what
really depends on where, at least
the market,
where the market they're traded to. Brandon Cooks, I think he's going to have a great year. His cards should see a spike.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins, I expect it to probably
like the same team.
Even if he has a year where he goes over 1,000 yards and let's say the Rams make the playoffs, I don't think his cards go up that much.
Yeah.
He's always been kind of in the card market a little bit undervalued.
Definitely.
He is definitely not valued as much as AJ Green. They were in the same rookie class. You can always get Sammy Watkins for a little bit cheaper. I think it has to do with the injuries and the fact he played in Buffalo. But we'll see. I don't think, even if he has a good year and stays healthy, I don't think his cards go up much.
And I think the last thing to close it out, just wanted to make a point about baseball. Usually if they get traded to the A's, the Rays, sometimes the Pirates, it's kind of death.
Padres.
So there's certain market teams for baseball. Like if they get
Brewers.
traded from the Yankees or the Yankees or the Cubs or the Dodgers to one of those teams, then it certainly affects their value big time. But I think that's all we got today. We got to get ready for the I almost said Inception or Origins break that's coming up, the full case. So you guys can check that out. So don't go anywhere. We got a full slate of breaks for the rest of the evening, probably almost until tomorrow. We'll be live.
Will Sammy Watkins is actually in the chat. Will Sammy Watkins go down in history as a better wideout than Jerry Rice?
Absolutely not. He won't go down in history as a better wideout than Ty Streets.
These Ty Streets?
Maybe not JJ Stokes either.
These Ty Streets, huh?
Woo. All right, that's all we got for you guys today. We'll see you next week. And we got breaks all rest of the day. Mojobreak.com. Peace.